Hello folks, it's me again. Got an unbelievable video this afternoon, and so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to let me go through it fast because we got a whole lot to cover, and so let's get busy with it. And I want to show you what I have, and it's going to be quite astounding what you see. Guys, you're not going to believe this, okay? But I'm going to show you through symbology and through illiteracy what you have come close to experiencing and what I have bailed your ass out on, okay? You're going to see it. Thanks to the old descendant of the Merovingian kings. Okay, let's go. This is the Rug Doctor Company. And these people are not who you think they are. Rug, or carpet, is a slave in Greek, in Latin. A doctor is one who governs the sciences. At the bottom you see an atom bomb, or an atom molecule, and it says Rug Doctor in the middle of it, RD, but that doesn't really mean that. It means restricted data from the government. So you've got a slave's monitor of the sciences in the Institute of Cleaning You Out with atomic molecule energy that's restricted, and on both sides is red for war. Can't make it up, people. This brought to you by the Loomis Company, Pharaoh. All right, this guy is not who you think he is. He looks all adorable and charming, and you can actually find this on anywhere on the internet. It's called the Rug Doctor Institute for Cleanliness. And as you can see, he has got a red tie on for war, just like Trump does whenever he comes out and talks about Iran, and he has his red tie on. And you see the bottles over to the left that you have. They're going to war with someone with those chemicals, guys. Wonder who it is. Right above there, there's a face. Kind of a black-looking face in there if you take a look at it. It doesn't look too good. It looks occultic. But anyway. So the platinum right there is actually the plasma in your blood. If you see right above it, you will look and see that you are looking at the ancient geometria of the flower of life. Basically what that is, folks, that is your DNA, and it's built in with your blood plasma, and it's the word rated in Greek or Latin is rebuke. So your flower is being invaded by plasma, which is used primarily for, if they use it for anything, microchips. And it's being rated or rebuked. It's being rebuked by the slave doctor for a deeper cleaning, like they say at the bottom. Now, what have we got here? We always knew the cube right there invoked demons, and here we have one manifest itself. Take a look at the hand there that you have that has the steel on it. And people, let me tell you something. I wasn't the one that made that. Listen, I'm impoverished and have a $100 phone to do this with. There's no way in the world that I could have done this. No way. Stay in your carpet, people. You better stay in your carpet. Stay in your slavery system of Pharaoh. Right here is very disturbing. This was taken out of kiosks. Some of these were taken out of kiosks. Some of them was taken online. The ones that you see like this, it has something on them, the letters, they were taken at the kiosk. He waves his hand back and he says this: we're going to help you get rid of this problem for good. And he sure wasn't talking about germs in the carpet. He was talking about the crosses on the back of those chemicals. You see them? All right, here's a woman mixing up some chemicals in the back here when he gets back there. And if you take a look in the background, you will see the absolute, well, not a universal sign, the scientific sign, the hourglass sign for DNA strands. And on them, you have glowing dots. Now, what are those glowing dots doing on DNA? I understand, people, and do not let them come up with the excuse that they're going to say, oh, we have subatomic particles in there or so forth to make liquids with. We understand that. That ain't what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that symbol back there is the symbol for human DNA, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with cleaning rugs, people. Nothing. And that is that symbol. It does not change. It's not debatable. That's what it is. They have no business having that in a chemical plant or a chemical mixture factory or whatever this thing is. Right here's those glowing dots, and this shows you how occultic they are. This is the Masonic pillars of Joachim and Boaz, and in the middle of it, they are worshiping what? The man of sin in the middle of it, or known as their Messiah. You see him. And you can see him right here. He says, while you're watching him on the video, you're going to be disgusted and satisfied at the same time. Disgustification. Disgustification in Latin means sick, abhorred, sick to your stomach, nauseous, vomiting, and every other unclean thing you can think of. And the ification is the act of carrying that out. So he's telling you right to your face, people, what's going to happen to you, okay? Now, I caught this frame in between frames is what I done. Because I know how the occult works. The occult works in ways that you guys don't understand, but I do. I've tried to tell you that I'm not like you. So I deliberately did this. This is caught in between frames on this kiosk. And as you can see, my suspicions were confirmed, people. Take a look at the big-headed demon that you see that I got caught in between on frames that has the black underneath his eyes. And when I saw this, guys, when I saw this, I knew who this was and who was behind this. You want me to show you? Aleister Crowley's demon. There he is, the big-headed demon for Aleister Crowley, the most evil man in the entire world, who vowed that he would kill the Christians one day, okay? And in the back here, we have a fish-like figure over to the right. Now watch this, people. I followed this thing up, and you can see a hand right here that manifested itself in between the frames. Now, remember what I'm saying. It manifested itself between the frames. This is the way the occult works, people. I have the same mind that these people does in terms of reasoning this out, but not this kind of deviousness. This is absolutely, this is some of the most occultic stuff that I've ever seen in my entire life. It is just really something else. But you can see it, and it's on this beam, and it's got vines attached to the hand, okay? And this all come in between frames, like I'm telling you. And here is the skull that it goes up to. And you see the agenda at hand when it does that. Because you can see the cross. You see the wood going out to the right. You see the main beam going straight downward. And you even see blood at the top up there behind the skull's face. Can't make it up, guys. There it is. There's a pornography image there. A man standing up and a woman on her knees. That's all I'm going to say about that one. You can see it. It's kind of over to the left. She's into the red a little bit. You can even see the bun in the back of her hair. Okay? You have to go back over through this stuff, guys, because I have to move on. Now, we've got another woman sitting right above them. It's got an image in the back of her buttocks. You can see her hair hanging down. Over to the left, you can see her arm. And this next footage that I'm going to show you on this frame, it's been caught in between frames on this kiosk. Okay? I want to show you. This is a bear. Lucifer depicts himself many times as what they call the light bearer in mythology. And this is what he has done in this. As you can see like a rabbit-like figure that's looking straight towards you while he's looking in toward the table. And here is really what is very, very disturbing about this, people. If you will take a look at the end of his hands, he has got a bottle with a squirt nozzle on top of it, okay, for the chemicals. And right above it, you can see the teeth, and you can see the eyes, and you can see the figure of a werewolf. A werewolf-like figure. Something like what they had on what would you call it? The underworld is what it looks like to me. It's really something else. And then if you look back behind that, encrypted in that image, behind the mouth and the eyes, look straight behind it and look straight up, and you'll see a thin image of a woman's face, and she's screaming. She's screaming. She's got a slit there for her eyes, and she's screaming. People, you have no idea how utterly wicked these people are. These are your adorable, nice, charming people that we talk about, that, just doesn't do anything wrong. So, and they're nice, real nice people, to your face. They love you. And then they've got that Jesus-like look, like the guy that we saw back there a moment ago, and just like the general that was on The Handmaid's Tale, which Margaret Atwood is kin to me. She is fourth cousins to Queen Elizabeth II. But you can see this, guys. Of course, in this situation, we should have known that he was going to show up. It is Moloch. You see him here, and the only way that you can see him is if he is afar. It is a trick imagery, but you can see the mouth with it sticking out at the top, the black plate that's on his chest. You can see his arms sticking out on both sides, and in the middle, you can see Baal, priest, with his big tall hat on that has his big long ears on it, or big long horns rather. So, Baal was demanding worship here, is what he was doing. And we can see who he was demanding worship of, because if you look below, they are exactly 7 pieces below there, okay? And 7 stands for God. So therefore, it was God's people that he was demanding worship of, death of. Can't make it up, guys. And, this is the tale, really, of Liber Oz, of Aleister Crowley. It's the Book of 77. It's the Broad Arrow tale is what it is. The Broad Arrow tale. And actually, now we know, or I know at least, because I'm in the know, what that broad arrow was. It's that sharp-looking thing over to the left that is embedded in this picture of who? The mascot for Rug Doctor. And this woman is on, she's all over the internet. And people call her Mimi, and they say that she's wild looking. She don't have no feelings or nothing, and she's just feelingless, and she don't look real, and she looks like a clone. People say she looks like a Star Wars clone. And you can see the jab over to the left of her. See it? And speaking of the jab, we want to know who owns all this, and who owns this crazy contraption here, and who is it? It's American Capital Agency, and you can see the jab over to the left, and who owns them. Over to the left, you can see the jab Business Development Company. Once again, a jab. Now, here we got this another nice, adorable, charming person. This person is nice and adorable and charming. And this person, he is the chief at Novartis Pharmaceuticals. You can see the jab at the top over to the left, by the way. And this nice, adorable, charming person right there, he works as a chief scientist there, and he's also the global head of business development. So he's in on both sides of it there. And Novartis, speaking of them, alleged bribery in China, alleged bribery in U.S., the biggest scandal ever in Greece history right there, in which a lot of people got sick, nauseous, and everything else. Novartis pays out $50 million to drug coverages there for Korean bribery probe. Japan, has a criminal complaint against a pharma giant for medicine that was no good to them, and it got people sick as a dog. Daddy Longlegs, the physician right there, linked in with Novartis, using people as guinea pigs. Novartis sued for the bird flu guinea pig. Novartis sued for Poland for the pleads guilty. And there is your adorable, charming Trump, who his Michael Cohen received $400,000 in a bribe to hook him up with the Trump administration for talks. And what became of that, I have no idea, but I would imagine it probably got bought off, because if it did not, why is all this not being investigated? Here is the code Adam that they were going to use on you people. And as you can see, the reflective mirrors on the quarter wavelength creates a slosh-like in your DNA in the pool that's in the middle of it on this code Adam processing. Now you can also see over here in the far left corner, you can see the chip over there that is at the main stem of it at the bottom. So just keep that in mind. And this is the demon that got so excited that he just swish-washed everything around in that thing. He got excited. And it's been documented, guys. I would imagine it's Crowley's demon. And right here is the back and forth swish-wash at the bottom that we were talking about, the Arbinube for gene sequences. This is owned by the Queen, people. And right here inside that chip I told you to keep in mind a minute ago is some pretty interesting things. Look over to the left there. You have the master and the slave. And right out from where the master is, you have a square box. And what's in there for the master? A pyramid. Fat row. And at the bottom, you got a taped amplifier. You're being listened to. And what's really scary is, look way down over to the right there, and you got a chromosome fusion. A fiber combiner. It can't be metal, guys. Fiber is biologic. It's fatty tissue. It's DNA strands, whatever. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's what it is. That's what fiber is, people. It is not anything metal. So you see it over to the right, fiber combiner. Okay. Joe Biden, you might say, well, we're glad that we elected good old Joe. Nah, ain't good at all. These people, they're looking at me right now saying, oh God, he's completely crashed us out, but at least we got our secrets in our Kabbalah tree. No, you do not. Right here is the god Norse, the god Hodder, the god of darkness and winter. Joe says that there's a dark winter coming here real shortly. And guess what? Hodder governs the 8th yantra of the Quilipith Kabbalah tree. And he is the governor of electricity, magnetization, marsh gas. Exactly what is needed in the process of code Adam processing. There you go, people. You thought, Alistair, you was going to kill the Christians, didn't you, man? When in reality you didn't know that I made it a lifelong ambition of mine to see you and stop you. About 4 or 5 months ago, I seen a strange-looking thing on the internet that just came on. And it said today, it was about 3 months ago, it said today is a high of 33 degrees and a low of 18 degrees. And it had some really weird-looking stuff in it. Then, when I tried to go to the app for it, it wouldn't let me. It said it wasn't safe. Don't go there. So I knew right then it was for your secretive people there only to go there, and everybody else thought that it was tainted with a virus. And 33, we know what that is in the builder's language. And 18 means that you were busy on a project. So you see, you gave yourself away. I knew you were working on something. I got you, you bastard. I got you. Yeah. Because you claimed that you were going to kill the Christians. Yeah, that's what you claimed. Look at the bottom there. And it is their God and their religion that I hate and will destroy. Well, not if the honor of the Merovingian kings has anything to do with it, you won't. My family never got along with your family in England anyway. And then you ended up killing Lady Diana. This is her revenge, people. For a great woman that was among you all, that loved the commoners, that had a good heart. This is for her, people. It's what it's for. And the occult was so cocky about this whole thing. The B tunnel right there that this quantum was manufactured in, they actually made a drink about it. And not only did they make a drink, they made the cell in the middle. And as you can see, this little swish in the middle there, That is the image of the demon right there that was governing that thing, just like we talked about a minute ago. And if you don't believe that demon actually exists, there's a whole set of processing papers about it there, what it did, how it acted, everything. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America. And it was Maxwell's demon. And I'm assuming this was also Crowley's demon. Okay? So you see it. You didn't get your way, did you, Belle? Not as much as you thought you would, anyway. People, I don't know what's going to happen to me after that I give you this information. But I promise you one thing. I absolutely did not, in any way whatsoever, Photoshop anything that's here. I didn't lie about anything. The only thing that I'd done was put the pieces together, and I had the eyes to see. You know, the royalty worried about this kind of thing back in the World War II because they didn't know who had this blood lineage in them, and they didn't know who was smart in this way, and they didn't know really who to look for. And when Lenin and Trotsky, when they caused the Bolshevik Revolution, see, they had some of that lineage in them, and it scared the aristocracy to death in Switzerland, the Templars, and so they went next door and hired Mr. You-Know-Who that's got the little twitchy mustache to combat the problem. But they were scared to death because it was a well-organized coup. They didn't know who the hell did it or what. It was some of those who had the blood lineage I've talked about before in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. And those are the ones that you are having to watch here. Those are the ones that we are seeing that has did this, and they were the ones that was plotting this, people. And I don't know how far they've succeeded with it. I don't know if this video is even going to make it to you or not. But people, guess what? I'm not going to have it on my conscience for the rest of my life that the most evil occultic man that ever lived in the entire world mass killed a big load of people over something that had a hideous, absolute, utterly the depths of evil. I wasn't going to let it happen. I just wasn't going to. I made the decision to do that. And whatever the consequences is, brother, let it be so. I serve my master, Jesus Christ. Give him all the glory and all the hope for this. May God bless all of you. Pass this video along. Thank you.